Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are looking at a whole mess of sports as we always do on Code Bet Daily. That's what it says on the tin. It's code, it's betting, it's daily. We've got player props, we've got game picks, we've got best bets. I'm looking at a mess of NBA, including one of my all-time favourite current matchups. We've got some AFL. I even quickly duck into the NCAA tournament. Stats guy, what are you looking at today?
Yeah, some 3 different sports in the world and some fast courts in Miami.
Like that one. What about you, Alex?
That's another fine for saying yes, stats guy, but I'm giving the donation away and looking at the AFL.
Awesome. It is a whole mess of awesomeness because it's Code Bet Daily. Check it out right now. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, TGIF, right? There you go. It's March 24th, all day. Episode 78 here of Code Bet Daily. We haven't been fired yet, even after our live stream last night. Who knew? Who could have foreseen this? I'll tell you that much. I'm Jaymz Clements. I'm your host. I'm the editor of a very good website we call CodeBet because that's its name, codebet.com.au. Go check it out. You could have actually seen our live stream last night alongside the Geelong Carlton game. I'll tell you what, it was a pretty good game. Go the Baggers!
It was.
Awesome. A belter of a game for our first live stream of the AFL season. We've obviously done the Super Bowl. We've now done AFL. We'll continue doing it throughout the season. It was good fun. I'm joined on today's show, as always, by the Pontiffs of Punting. They were in that live stream last night as well. We've got the stats guy, Liam McAllion, over there. What's going on, Liam?
Yeah, I've said the same thing again. I was trying not to say. I
That's
love
a
the
dollar.
live
That's
stream.
That's
I'll
$1.
cop that one. I always do it at the start, and I'll be right for the rest of the show. I love the live stream last night. Yeah, good fun with you boys.
Nice one. The other one over there is Alex. Alex, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up? Let's rip through this. I've got a horse race to watch.
Horsies, hooray, let's watch the horsies. Anyway, this is Code Horsey Daily or Code Hungover Daily after a few things and a bit of pizza last night in the office. That was pretty fun. Tell you what, getting home was a bit of a laugh and a half.
That was a ball ache. In the
There's people everywhere. Yeah.
It was chaos in Melbourne last night post-footy. But either way, got home. I was happy. A few tins in us, thanks to our office, head honcho for actually providing the tins.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Send him the receipt for the pizza as well. Anyway, this is Code Bet Daily. We, as it says on the tin, every single day, Code Bet Daily, all the codes, all the bets. It's all week daily as well. Today, player props, game picks, best bets for today, tomorrow, the weekend, etc. I don't think I've got any big futures or anything, so get right into it, shall we? Right, today, I am looking at AFL, NBA. I was going to look at some NCAA tournament, but because those games are going on right now, we don't have any sort of constant
The
sort of
odds,
vibes.
yeah.
I will tell you what, though, depending on what's going on, I did like Michigan State. They are now out. That was a bit of a
Ooh.
tough one. Awesome game, though. Awesome
So
game.
many upsets.
And I reckon I still kind of like Houston in that defense. Anyway, Stats Guy, what are you looking at for today?
Some AFL, tennis, and some Euro qualifiers. So a bit of everything.
Running the gamut
Yeah,
of sports.
Why not?
And
He's a diverse man.
holla, Donnelly, what are you doing?
Just looking at the footy and the donation later in the episode.
Love the good donation.
The donation.
Need
Right.
a sponsor for the donation.
I think you're the sponsor for the donation.
Yeah, I am. I really am.
Yeah.
You're
Need to get a
Today's
charity
donation
on board,
brought to you
then I'll
by
take
Alex.
it more seriously. Today's donation brought to you by Insert Charity. Hit us up. We'll make you some money.
the
hopefully.
$20 that you're literally setting on fire each week might be. Anyway, the one player prop for today, tomorrow, whenever, mine for this weekend. Look, I dug into the Richmond-Adelaide game tomorrow over in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. This is actually a fascinating game because they're an absolutely wildly tough rivalry. It's 8-8 in the last 16. As I mentioned on yesterday's show, I believe, Richmond obviously beat Adelaide in the 17 grand final.
Yep.
And ever since then, like two very different sort of teams, right? Adelaide have just sort of bottomed out at times, have looked frisky at others, but now sort of selling this weird mix of like veterans and young dudes.
Rebuild stage, yeah.
Kind of, right? And Richmond, flip side of that, they've sort of just reloaded. But my favourite aspect of watching them last week as they drew against my beloved Carlton was Dusty. God, he looked good.
He looked so good. Yeah.
Only in flashes. He was here, there, everywhere. He now has a week and a half off essentially to get right for this Adelaide game. I absolutely love him at 20 plus touches and 2+ goals. You can multi that up, $2.10 with Ladbrokes. I am all over this. I was actually looking to see if there's like some of the very good better featured same game multis, which have like they sort of ran the gamut of like the entire game.
A few different things. Yeah, it's good options in there. Yeah.
I couldn't see a Dusty one in there, but there's a lot of the goal kicker ones, etc. And there's some good Taranto looks, but I'm a little bit leery on Taranto this week after he was so good in round one. So I'm just going to go with the proven performer. Dusty, I think Stats Guy did throw in an extra line in my same game multi for that game as well about how he averages, I think, 24 touches against Adelaide.
He does, yeah.
Which is very nice. So I'll take 20 plus. 2 goals, $2.10. Lock it in. Look at Dusty go. I think just the simple idea, like he was in and around the packs in the forward line. He was playing a very Dusty role, and I think that continues, and I think we easily get the 20. There we go. Liam, what about you? What are you looking at for your player prop?
I'm having a look at my beloved North Melbourne taking on Freo in Perth. Now, this is a very tough matchup for us after the big win last week, but that's okay. I'm having a look at a bit of a niche player in Josh Goda for North Melbourne. He's only played the 2 games. He played his first game last season, had 21 touches. Then he played last game as well in round 1 and had 17 touches. So I think 15 plus is a market that people always look at the 20, 25, but there's always a bit of value for 1 or 2 players in that 15 plus market. Go to 15 plus $1.86. He sort of plays that role that Sheasel was playing last week. I know he's not the talent that Sheasel is, but he's still pretty solid in his own right. Plays off his man.
I think the list of who is Sheasel, I think it goes Petrarca, Bont, Cripps.
I'm nervous of people getting ahead of themselves on him, but yeah, he was pretty good last week. But yeah, he plays
way too insular and defensive about this Stats Guy.
Blow
the covers off. You want to know?
I go for North Melbourne. I've seen a lot of players that have the
really good start. Get excited. You guys suck.
He's not going to do a Jason Horn-Francis either. He can't hurt you now.
He's locked in until 2026.
All right, I've talked to him up heaps. It's all good.
4 years.
I love it. But anyway, Goda plays a similar role to Sheasel where he sort of runs off his man. He likes to get a few touches in the back line. I think we're going to see a lot of the ball in Freo's forward line. So go to 15 plus at $1.86 on Bet R. I think it's good value.
What's the goat cheese multi?
Yeah, he's sponsored by Goat Soap, so he loves it.
Is he also from Ghostbusters, the Gozer? Wasn't that Gozer? That's pretty good.
We do need to get a goat cheese sponsor on board just to sponsor those 2 boys. Just easy. You just go to the Cheesel.
Someone Meredith's goat's cheese right now. The best goat cheese on the market. I'll tell you that. All right, Alex, player prop, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at Chunley Warner to have 30 plus against Hawthorn. $3.30, which shocked me. And then I dug a little bit deeper, and he's only gone over 30 3 times in his career so far. It was 2 games last year, one against Fremantle and one against Essendon. That was against Fremantle over in Perth, where it was sort of his breakout game. And he had 30 disposals last week against the Gold Coast. Look, it's very widely known how average Hawthorn are going to be this year. If you have 10 goals put on you by Essendon, it's not going to be a good year. Warner's going to be inside mid all day. And the Swans midfield is just that much more damaging than Essendon. So expect Warner to see plenty of the ball. He played 84% of the game last week. So if he sticks around that as well, he can easily find 30 to 35 yet again. I think we're getting on him now as he continues to rise, because you know how you sort of see like Jack McRae and Warple, they have, their 30 to 35 every week, and it's like, $2 and you're like, whatever. Well, we're getting $3.30 for a bloke who's going to take his game to the next level. He showed last week that he's come back a better player this season, and he's going to get even better as the season goes on. At home, loves a goal as well. $3.30 for 30 plus. Let's go.
And he's playing Hawthorn.
He's playing,
yeah. It's against Hawthorn. Dane Rampy, handball. Dad, handball. Like there'll be that many little 1-2s. It'll be a great day. It's going to be a great day.
We're going to have a lot of bets against Hawthorn in this podcast. I can already tell. We've had about 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row, Alex, talking against them, so it's good.
Yeah. Check out cobet.com.au for the Swans and Hawthorn preview later today. My multi may be over 100 to 1.
You can also go back and listen to the AFL podcast. We actually have our AFL channel now, Cobet Daily AFL.
Round 2 preview, yeah.
Love that one. I think we went a bit hog wild on Sydney too. Right, match game picks. This one was easy for me. There's actually only one NBA game tomorrow that actually has markets currently up. And it's weirdly enough, the Rockets-Memphis game. They just played yesterday. Memphis beat them by 5. The line in this one is 13.5. Look, the Rockets can't do much, but the Rockets can score. And I love the over. 233.5 points in this one. You've got a Grizzlies team that has Ja Morant back, and you have Triple J playing the best basketball of his career right now. And this Rockets team that are just like, caution the wind, we don't care. Jalen Green going to try his hardest to score 40 on every single night. You got Şengün in the middle as well. This will be a bit of a run and gun spectacular. I think the 233 will get blown out of the water. And to be honest, this is just like it's a pretty horrible game, just in the simple fact that Houston aren't very nice or fun to watch.
Yeah, not wrong.
Are the exact opposite sometimes, because Ja Morant will try to dunk you into the shadow realm at like the drop of a hat. He's like, how can I destroy that man's life and leave his kids like orphans? Like, that's what we're going to try to do. I mean, seriously, the game the other day went 125, 130. We're going over. Like, it's simple as that.
I'm surprised the line's a lot lower then.
The fact that the line's that big at 13.5 and the over's at 233.5, you got to combine it. And I'm going the plus 13.5, going with the over. If you double up on that, I think that was with, I believe it was Bet365. It probably comes in around that sort of 380-ish mark, because that's just literally your over and the plus 13.5. So $3.64 with Bet365. I'm all over that. Let's go Memphis. Let's go Houston. I'm sure they'll deliver some thrills and spills. What else we got there? Stats guy with the game picks.
I'm going back to Miami, the fast courts of Miami in the tennis, WTA, the women.
I heard they're fast, pretty quick for hard courts as well.
Yeah, some good podcast was talking about it the other day. But yeah, what am I having a look at? Maria Sakkari, actually, against Bianca Andreescu. We talked up Sakkari in the Australian Open. She's been in amazing form, back to top 10 in the world, seeded 7th in this tournament in Miami, in the Miami Open. She's made the semi-finals in 6 of her last 8 tournaments, so she's just absolutely killing it. She's actually really short, but her power is amazing. She's just got strength on the back end, can cover the court really well. She's got a lot of speed. This is a pretty good matchup there. 1-1 in their previous meetings, but Sakkari won pretty easily in their last time they met. So I really like her in this one. And yeah, I'm going to have a look at the line. I think Sakkari is pretty heavy favorite, but the line is minus 1.5 games. I think Sakkari can easily cover that. I think she covered that line last time they met was 4 games she won by. I think she could win in straight sets even, but that minus 1.5 games, $1.85. Sakkari is one of the best women's players in the world at the moment. So I think that's a really, really short line, especially in the first round of a tournament.
Yeah, she's a gun. And for it to only be 1.5, like, it's just
I was surprised. Andreescu is pretty good. She's like, I think 30th ranked, so that's why it's still pretty low. But I'm surprised it wasn't 4 or 5 that line. So $1.85 on Bet365. Yeah, get around it.
Good spot. Love that bit of value. Alex, what about you for your match / game picks?
Having a look at the game in Adelaide tomorrow, as we already mentioned, with Richmond travelling to take on the Adelaide Crows. Having a look through it, it shocked me that these two have traded wins in their last 4. So it's 2-2 heading into this.
Really? Okay.
Adelaide have meant to have stunk for the last few years, especially after
earlier, right? They've literally the last 16. It's 8-8, and I don't think Richmond have won in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval since 2015.
That really surprised me. Yeah, wow.
It's long, yeah. And because you all think about Richmond Adelaide, the grand final and then the camp for Adelaide. That's literally what the spiral that everyone goes down. But going through this game, seeing how Carlton played last night against Geelong has sort of added to my confidence about Richmond going into this. Adelaide are going to be cooked. Like, that 38-degree game was only 6 days ago by the time that they run out onto the field. Richmond have had the luxury of having 9 days off. That's a bit stitch up scheduling-wise there for Adelaide. Jack Rewalt loves a goal against the Crows. I think he's got 2+ in like his last 6 or 7 against them. Tommy Lynch has 3 or more in his last 6. So there's the start of a goal, a game-winning score there. And Daniel Rioli last week was awesome off halfback. He had 27 touches and 681 metres gained.
Oh, it's a good Supercoach score right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Timmy Taranto had 32 in his debut game, and Hopper will improve for the run as well. Pretty keen on Richmond at the line, and I'm taking the under for the total score. So Richmond minus 9.5 and under 174.5. That's $3.80. As I said the other day, this has all the smackings of 100 to 60. And you're just like, oh yeah, Richmond won by 8 goals, but nothing really happened.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of those ones where I think because covering this one for the site, it was very sort of tricky with that over-under, because you're like, this is one of the best offenses. Well, it was the highest scoring team last year, right? And then you sort of dig into it that little bit more, and you're like, but they do play each other tough. You're going to be in Adelaide. Who knows what could happen? Man, it's a really, really wild sort of over-under pick. I think I landed with the over if I dig into that a little bit. Just because I sort of have a little bit more faith in literally how good Richmond are, right?
Yeah.
And so, I went the over 174 just because I think Richmond's past 13, every single one of them away from home has gone over, which is chaos.
Wow.
Road dogs, you love to see that. So it is, but it does. I can agree with Alex's sentiment though of like the 100 to 60. Just it screams that though, doesn't it? So I'll play it. Good call. Right. What about the best bets for the weekend? Best bets. I have an absolute belter. One of my favorite things in the NBA. I mean, besides King Delhi, Matthew Dellavedova. If you listen to NBA Australia, you'll hear him pretty regularly featured. Or the Mop Top Mamba, Josh Giddey. My other favorite one is a little niche matchup. Every time the Detroit basketball Pistons play the Toronto Raptors, what do? They cover every single time. Now, why would that be?
I'm not sure.
Is it perhaps that Dwayne Casey, the coach of the Detroit Pistons, was named Coach of the Year when he was coaching the Toronto Raptors?
Oh, that was
and then fired by the Toronto Raptors.
That was shambles.
And has made it his life's mission to absolutely destroy the Raptors and Nick Nurse, the coach, every time they play a game. They have covered the last 9 matchups.
Wow.
The Pistons suck. They've sucked for so long that it's ridiculous, but it doesn't matter when they play Toronto. Now, of course, there is no line for this game yet tomorrow because we've only got one market, but I don't care. I would bet this blind. That's how much faith I have in Dwayne Casey at the line against the Raptors, despite his Pistons being absolutely horrible. And they are one of the 4 worst teams in the NBA. They're beset by injuries. They've traded off a whole bunch of dudes. They've basically got rookie Jaden Ivey and nobody else. Kelly Olynyk, the hoser. Doesn't matter. They will cover. But, of course, because we don't have a price or anything, it feels a bit silly. So, look, in terms of the actual vibe here, I'm going to have to give you Richmond to win and the over 159. So we'll just talk about this, the 100 to 60. I had this one written down. It's literally at the 160 mark, 159 and a half, $2.15. I love that one.
So you guys need it between 174 and 159, and you're both winners.
That's easy. 165. Boom.
Boom.
Off you go.
Easy.
And if you want a head-to-head NBA multi for tomorrow, I've got a massive one for you. Now, as these markets come out, head-to-heads, Boston will beat Indiana. The Wizards will beat the Spurs. Dallas will beat Charlotte. Milwaukee, it's Algonquin for the good land. They will beat Utah. The Warriors will beat the Sixers at home. And the Thunder will beat the Lakers in LA. There will be a very tasty price on the end of that head-to-head multi if you bang all that in. Just saying, check it out. I love that one. That's my multi for the weekend. That's for tomorrow.
Lovely.
And there's a couple of really, really good matchups. That Thunder-Lakers one is awesome. And Warriors-Sixers will be an absolute all-timer. I just don't think anybody in that Sixers backcourt can slow down Steph and Clay at this point. Oh, but they've got Harden and Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, and they don't play a lick of defense.
They just let people go walk past them.
They're going to tear them up. It's going to be hilarious. But yeah, in terms of the Detroit and Toronto matchup, I'm so over that. I love it. It is one of my favorite things in the NBA.
I'm going to get on that, yeah.
They'll still lose. Don't worry about that. But they will cover. That's just what they do. It's like, if you dig into the numbers, it is chaos. How close they've come each time. They lost the last one by 4. They lost the previous one by 1. They lost the previous one by 4. They lost the previous one to that. They won it by 2. Like, it's just
always close.
Look, they're a good team. They won the title in 2019. They just can't demolish this Detroit team. I love it so much. So get all over the Detroit Pistons to cover tomorrow as well. Stats Guy, what's your best bet?
I'm looking at the Euro qualifiers. Alex found a bit of value from that earlier in the week.
The Palms won this morning.
The Palms did win, yeah. That was a good bet. I was having a look. I was like, there's a lot of value because I think because it's not a major tournament, it's just qualifying, the odds are very close. And they're not playing their full squads, but most teams have announced their full squads. That's why I'm having
their full squads. Stats Guy.
There was a couple of teams that haven't
scored.
Oh, there you go. But
plebs, no one cares about San Marino.
True. Yeah, well, I'm not looking at San Marino's squad. I'm going for Sweden versus Belgium. Belgium disappointed us, actually, during the World Cup. We had a bit of money on them early and they just had a lot of guns that just didn't produce. But Sweden didn't actually qualify for the World Cup, so I'm surprised that you can get Belgium at $2.20 here. You've got your man Leandro Trossard from Arsenal is going to be playing. And then you put him in the midfield with Kevin De Bruyne. So two of the best passing players in the Premier League on the one team just excites me. I might actually watch this game. Sweden, if they've got Zlatan still, who's a god. He's 41, almost 42 and still kicking goals. So he might get a goal. Find a bit of value if you want to get on Sweden. But I really like Belgium. They've just got too much depth. You've got the Hazard brothers. You've got Lukaku. You've got, De Bruyne and Trossard, like I said. So $2.20 is amazing value for a really good team against one that hasn't qualified for many of the major tournaments lately.
That's a good call. Belgium, Sweden, I wouldn't have thought of that, but you're right. Sweden have not been too much chop of late. So
they actually have a decent team now. They've got some Premier League players in, but Belgium's depth looks really good.
Yeah. I like it. Good one. And what about you there, Alex? What's your best bet? Are we just going donation?
We go straight to the donations. What
let's
we
just
do
give it a
Friday
charity
here. Look, you come up with a donation, stats guy. Seriously.
The Stats Guy Fund for Stats Guys.
Yeah, exactly. The Stats Guy Fund for living out of home because Karen's kicking him out. If you watched the live stream last night, you'd know it to be true.
That was pretty fun.
Collingwood minus 10.5, Richmond minus 9.5, the Swans minus 40.5. Moonee Valley tonight, race 3, number 1, Brave Mead will get the job done. Into Rosehill tomorrow, race 6, number 6, Statement. It will make a statement by coming out and absolutely crushing them in the Emancipation Stakes. 5 legs get you $35.80.
Oh, that's all right.
I don't mind.
I might actually get on that one. It's your first one. I'm like, that's not. I don't know anything about horses, but
which one trips you up? Do you think Collingwood, Richmond, Swans, the Horsies?
Somehow Brave Mead gets stuck behind 3 horses and I'm just like punching walls because my weekend punting is ruined on a Friday night at Moonee Valley once again.
That's a very early ruined night for the weekend.
Oh no, I've had many weekends ruined by Moonee Valley Friday nights. It's like you just get used to it. It's like Jim and Carlton. You're just used to it happening.
Oh, they won. They're the one.
I've also got to pick up the squid from just behind Moonee Valley.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just throw it. Just if John Allen can't extricate himself from the gate, just throw the squid at him. Just a flying squid.
Nice. Go ride the horsies. Way! Right. That's it for Code Bet Daily for today, for this week. This has been a fun one. The live stream. And, of course, you can check out all the other shows we're doing at the moment. This week we did not have an EPL show because it was EPL break.
International
we
break,
do have the weekly. We have the EPL weekly show. We have the NRL weekly show. We have the weekly AFL show, and of course we have Code Bet Daily every single day, all through the NRL and AFL seasons. Those will be popping off each week too. So get around them, subscribe, like, and star each of them, or we'll send Stats Guy around to your house. We will. What else? Check us a follow for Code Bet across all the socials: Facey IG, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. You can see all the fun little bits and bobs that we do across all of them. And, of course, you can follow along for our next live stream if you're subscribed on YouTube, etc. Send any questions via the socials. You can bang in some questions via comments. I don't really care. Just send any questions. We'll answer them. And that's it. Thank you, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Good job. I'm liking it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great job. And, of course, always a massive thank you to Gerald behind the camera. He's done a bang-up job this week. He's only done, 12 shows, I reckon.
He's been unbelievable, yeah.
Meanwhile, his girlfriend's trashed the place. It's all over.
Japan.
The missus, isn't it? The missus just absolutely wrecked the joint after Japan won the World Baseball Classic. So Gerald's got a bit of cleaning up to do. Either way, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
I'll pay that. And that's it. May all your picks come in. Have a great punting weekend. We'll catch you on Monday. Go Bet Daily. Out.